I believe Solana is the best blockchain in cryptocurrency in terms of long-term viability. And there are three big reasons why. Two of them are pretty obvious, but one of them, it's probably something you never even thought of. In 2017, two software engineers named Raj Gokul and Anatoly Yakovenko were working together at Qualcomm. Here, where I sit in San Diego, California, about 20 miles up the road. Interesting enough, across the street from Qualcomm is a little beachside community right on the Pacific called Solana Beach. Now, all these guys wanted to do was to create a better Ethereum. They studied Ethereum, they loved Ethereum, the ability to conduct business permissionless on a blockchain and an open digital ledger was something they fell in love with. But they thought they could make something better because Ethereum was pretty slow. It was difficult to increase block times, block sizes, and it was expensive. So they set out to create their own better, more improved version of Ethereum. And in 2020, Solana went live. When Solana first started, it was doing 1,500 transactions per second, which is somewhat laughable now, but at the time it was much, much faster, 46 times faster than Ethereum. Now today they're doing 50,000 transactions per second, over 100,000 in the laboratory, and they're working to make it even faster. So they process 24 million transactions in a day, compared to Ethereum, which does about 1.5 million in a day. Now, one of the reasons why they're able to do this, to do so many transactions and have a block time of only 400 milliseconds, which is just ridiculous, is because they use a consensus called proof of history. Now, proof of history is just something that allows them to timestamp, to use time itself as a way to document a transaction. So they timestamp every transaction. Now, here's a chart that shows some major blockchains and their transactions per second. Solana was 1,050. Sui, 854 transactions. Sui is pretty new. It just kind of goes down the list there. All the way down Ethereum, you see 22. Here's another great chart. Now, one thing I haven't really mentioned is that you're not just combining speed with proof of history, but it's also having low transaction fees. So Solana charges less than 1/100th of a cent per transaction. So this chart shows you, if you look at the fee here, 0.4025, you have 65,000 transactions and almost no fee. And if you look down the line there at all the other blockchains, you have considerable fees, including Ethereum, almost $13, 15-second block time, 30 transactions a second. So when you combine this incredible proof of history and the speed of Solana with lower fees, you have a pretty viable blockchain going into the future. Now, one of the reasons that you probably wouldn't think of, one of the reasons why Solana has such long-term viability and growth, it's just something that doesn't really come to mind unless you're a programmer, unless you're a developer, which most of us aren't. And that is the program language itself. It's built on a language called Rust. Now, Rust has become very popular recently with developers. They say it's one of the most admired languages out there. I don't know exactly all the reasons why people love Rust, but I do know one big thing, and that's it's very similar to C++ and C++ programming languages. Now, those languages have been around for a long time, so any dev that builds on C++ or C++ and then finding out about Rust and saying, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that on a blockchain and get involved in this digital asset type of business, and they come across Rust and they see that it's very similar and they can learn very easily how to use this language. That has a whole lot of attractive benefits for getting devs to build real applications and conduct business on the blockchain. Very fast transaction times, low fees, and the ability to scale. These are the things that have made it so impressive in its short lifespan. Last but not least is Solana's growing ecosystem. More and more projects, more and more developers working on chain. This is the Solana ecosystem right now. 400 plus projects are on Solana right now. This doesn't even include some of the biggest sectors of those projects. One of the biggest sectors is DeFi. This is DeFi, just DeFi. Look at all those projects. Right, some of the biggest ones you might have heard of are atop there. Serum, Radium, Solana, Mango Markets, Orca, Tulip, Marinade, Jupiter. Jupiter by itself is huge. Look at Jupiter. $39 billion in transactions have been done on Jupiter. Magic Eden is a huge NFT marketplace. It has surpassed OpenSea as the leader in NFTs. And now Solana is branching out into gaming. They have a very popular gaming platform. It's called Star Atlas, which is taking market share. So you have amazing transaction speeds combined with very low fees. You have the scalability that's built into the architecture of the blockchain itself, a programming language, Rust, where developers want to build on in this growing ecosystem. All these factors together tell me that this is the one chain that has the most in terms of long-term viability. But let me know what you think. Add a comment below. Is there a chain out there I don't know about, maybe something in its startup phase that you think has better prospects for long-term growth? Like and subscribe to the channel. Add a comment below, and I'll see you next time, baby.